forgot what goals was. Very honestly speaking, okay. I I think I started 2021 with a goal. And then when MCO happened, I mean movement control order or lockdown 2.0 happened, it feels like 2020 2.0 happened. It feels like 2021 is no difference. And then I don't remember what my goal was. And then when the movement control order is lifted again, or somewhat now controlled movement order, whatever it is in Malaysia, I think I should start setting back a goal, and I need to think back whether should it be realistic or ambitious. So I'm a bit lost.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Work Inspires podcast, the people's podcast for life, career, and business. Well, before I introduce today's topic for today, let me welcome both Mallory and Aspa.
Hello.
As well as let me ask you guys a quick question to both of you, as well as those who are listening to this podcast right now. How has 2021 treated you? Are you still closer to your goals, or are you getting further and further away? So how about you, Mallory?
I forgot what goals was. Very honestly speaking, okay. I think I started 2021 with a goal. And then when MCO happened, I mean movement control order or lockdown 2.0 happened, it feels like 2020 2.0 happened. It feels like 2021 is no difference. And then I don't remember what my goal was. And then when the movement control order is lifted again, or somewhat now controlled movement order, whatever it is in Malaysia, I think I should start setting back a goal, and I need to think back whether should it be realistic or ambitious. So I'm a bit lost. That's my very honest answer.
Cool, very honest of you. What about you, Asma? I totally agree.
I didn't set a goal. Honestly, I usually set a goal at the beginning of the year, but I do not know why this year, beginning of 2021, I did not set a goal, personal goal, to be exact. And maybe because we are still surviving, we're still going through this war, so there's a lot of uncertainty that's happening right now. So maybe that's the reason why, personally for me lah, this is one of the reasons why I feel like I didn't set a goal, is because there's a lot of uncertainty. Because if I set like any type of goal and then suddenly like shit happens, and then after that I'm like, okay, now I need to rethink again. But of course, I think I need to relook on it, and of course, setting goals is very important.
True,
Yeah.
true. So just to conclude and summarize for both of you, relooking to it is really a key thing, especially we've already not say lose out, but spent the whole first quarter of 2021. And we, honestly speaking, even I myself thought that 2020 would have ended 2020. It would have stayed that way, and 2021 was something new. But we came in 2021 facing the almost exact same thing. Cool.
What's the word? It's called hope.
Yes, broken and false hope. Agree. So this podcast episode came and inspired from one of my amazing friends, Connie, where she asked, "How can one motivate themselves in a terrible environment?" So let's do something different. Instead of providing context where we usually do, me being students, Aswa being entrepreneurs, and Mallory towards the corporate side. So why not let's make it more personal and honest to yourself. And I want to both of you, including myself, to share a daunting experience throughout this whole pandemic period, be it 2020 or at the start of 2021, right up to now itself, of this daunting experience of setting a goal and not feeling very demotivated with life, and lost, in simple words, being lost, and how you overcame it in the midst or in the midst of overcoming it and stay motivated. So, Aspa, would you like to go first?
That's a funny thing. Mel just chat is like, that's why you go first. I was thinking like, do I want to go first? I'm quite scared. I don't know whether I should open up. You say wait Tai Chi to me, I get it. Okay. Where do I start? I think I need tissue paper. I think, no. But yes, anyways, so how do I cope? I mean, first of all, the scary part about like the second MCO, I always shared this. My second MCO really hit me. The first MCO they went through when COVID came, we were like, okay, very optimistic. We can do this. We're gonna fight this. It's a war. The strong shall live and etc. Right? And the first MCO was fine. Everything was okay. 2020, I hold strong because of my pillars in my life. Of course, these two people are one of them. But the second MCO really hit me. I do not know. Maybe it's because of my personal surroundings also, as you both know what happened in my personal life. Um, so so maybe that added on to my mental emotions, and it hit me bad to a point that I never ever, okay, like, guys, for those people who know me, never in my life I would tell myself, like, you know what, I am depressed or I'm stressed out. Never. I'm always the ones like, you know what, you can do this, I can do this, I can do this. This one is nothing, I'm better than that. But I was defeated. I was defeated in the second MCO. It really hit me, and I was in a really dark place, in a really depressing phase in my life at that time. All the usual, all the checklists lah, you can name it lah. Tak nak makan lah, tak ada selera nak cakap dengan orang lah, don't want to sleep lah, and all this kind of things, right? The ill thoughts, everything is all in your head and etc. Right? And it was painful. It was painful for me, and of course, like Mel and Jason knew that I was facing through that. And it feels like you're the only one, like you are alone, and no one understands you. Trust me, I get it, because I went through that also. And I spoke to myself. I think this is what I shared inside my Instagram, saying that one thing that's very powerful is understanding and knowing that you are actually playing the victim card or the victory card. This is something that I learned from that second MCO. I realized that I was playing the victim card throughout that whole time period. Everything, I am everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. People don't understand me. I blame other people. I'm always a victim and etc. That's when I realized, like the people around me, the people who appreciate me and supported me, and the all of the appreciation and gratitude and all of those blessings I have in my life at that particular time, I ignored it. I was blinded by it. So that's when I realized, like, having a victory card or playing that victory card is something that's very important. Saying that I am good enough, and the people around me loves me for who I am. And of course, no matter what it is also something that's very important to appreciate, and be grateful with the people around you and the things that you have in your life. Start small with all of this appreciation and gratitude in your life. Then after that, the more you appreciate, the more you are grateful, the more you start playing that victory card, and the more you step out of that rabbit hole. So that's one thing that I learned from that. Of course, everybody has different I would say, scenarios and outcomes and feelings, right? I wouldn't say that this is the only option, but this is what I went through, and it works. So I hope someone who want to give it a try might help. So, yeah, so that's on my side.
Cool, cool. Also, I like how you mentioned about the victim card and then you swapping it to the victory card. I love both being V cards, but this one is victim and one is victory. So great. Moving on to Mallory. How about you?
I think for me, the biggest challenge this MCO, because like 2020 we survive as a company, we survive generally. So 2021 we kind of need to make things work, because I don't know how much we can trade on this is a lucky line for a long time. So for me the bigger challenge is we are grateful that at the end of 2020 we had a lot of great projects coming in. The hard part is when the project is coming in. So a lot of times because of this MCO and lockdown, COVID, all that, a lot of projects were postponed to indefinite, not sure how is it going to run. Process and systems were slow. Everybody had to take tough decisions. Government had changes. So all that really took a toll on me. And I think for me, the hard part is the fear of whether are we actually going to survive another year. That's the honest true fear. And I think the what I've learned and what I practice to go through is not to overthink. One, because it hasn't happened. Two is to take it one day at a time. I know it's as cliche as it is, but whenever I think a lot of things that hasn't happened, for example, company A postponed, company B postponed, then I have this sudden anxiety or fear that I need to find new deals, I need to find new sales, I need to find new clients, I need to find a way to make ends meet. That kind of things start coming to my mind. And then I'm the type of person that just can't function when I have too many clutter. So the one thing I learned to do is declutter. So like in the name of Marie Kondo, does this spark joy? If it doesn't spark joy, let it go, right? So in Mallory Kondo, I said you declutter your mind. So look at what is causing this mess in your room and asking yourself, does this spark joy? If it doesn't spark joy, let those thoughts go. So I did that by writing down 101 things I needed to clear, work on things I can control, and then tearing off things I cannot control. So like, you tie things in a plastic bag and give it away. Yeah, so I tore things away in the list that I couldn't control. And secondly, is also to find a hobby or something outside of your circle that you can do to keep your mind focused on. So for me, thankfully, golf. So I'm not saying do golf. I'm just saying that declutter your mind. And number two, find a hobby that gives you another sense of joy and something else that can help you completely focus.
That's nice. That's nice. I like the part where you mentioned declutter, Mallory Kondo.
Mallory
So
Kondo.
correct.
Well,
Right?
I'm gonna change my room tomorrow because of you. Okay? I'm gonna declutter my room. Okay.
Correct, declutter basically. Yes, I think for me, my personal experience almost similar to Mallory. Okay, so this is the context of the situation. So I joined you guys from last year and everything. So I I think I haven't shared with you guys. I think I shared with Aswan as well. So which is this. I started worrying about the companies and the company progress, like what Mallory faced as well. And then I really wanted to like put effort. But number one, I suck at sales. I can't contribute that much in that aspect of the company, which then became very daunting. Where I rented or I voiced out to Asma at that one period of time, where I feel like I wasn't adding value to the company, it was constant self bashing. My self doubt started coming in. Am I really the right fit? Am I really helping people? Am I really impacting or helping what inspires to grow? So I think after Aswa gave me that perspective, so the keyword here is perspective. So the one thing that helped me got up from that situation or from that daunting experience was perspective. So when Aswa started sharing to me that I am actually helping, I am creating different events, like for example, the podcast right here, the few other platforms that we do for training. And yes, my perspective or my vision or my view was viewing towards I'm not helping the company to gain that direct set of income. Whereas when Asma gave me the field perspective, I was actually helping to give more value to it, to give more meaning to it. Like recent trainings, even some the participants said it was fun, though being 4 days full virtual and full day 9 to 5, and they still had fun just because of the few platforms I introduced as well. So I took up ownership of that, where I noticed that I need to change my perspective, where it is not so much about looking at stuffs in one direction, but looking at it at a holistic point of view. So yes, I really, really, really love that part. For now, I think
Jason, before you add,
mm,
can I add something?
cool.
So
Yes.
like I really like that word perspective because I always say this, end of the day, right? A leader is nothing without the people and the people is lost without the leader. So if you think you are not doing anything, might drop. If you think you're not doing anything in the company, think again because we wouldn't be where we are without you. And similarly, if we don't give you sense of direction, you will still be lost. So either way, it's a team. That's why it's called a team for a reason. Left you.
Thanks. Thanks. I think just to move on, I mean, to further deep dive is this when because based on how uh, Connie asked the question, how do you motivate yourself in a terrible environment? What was that one key? What was that one key awakening factor that made you know that you are in that environment, in that terrible environment? Most of the time, we are unconscious that we are stuck. Most of the time, we are in denial that we are stuck. What is that one key point, one key factor that help you to become aware and conscious of that you are in that stuck state? So I think for me, while you guys think, I'll go first. I can see you guys are still thinking for a scenario. But that's for me, that stuck state came into me after going through certain repetitions. For me in my head, whenever a certain scenario repeats itself, or the word called deja vu, it means I haven't learned from a certain thing, or there's something that I need to learn from. So that's my point where I need to learn from it. So take for example, like recent arguments, whether be it with my family or with my girlfriend, then I notice, oh, there is a pattern. And hence where I notice that's the point where I need to start stopping and then reflecting. But what about you, Mary and Aspa?
I think I echo what you said. It's for me the simplest thing is everybody has their routine in their life, right? And when you don't like your routine, when you start hating your routine, or when you start feeling like, oh my god, you don't want to do the routine, or you feel like the routine does not give you joy, that's when you know you're slowly getting into that I would say place, that dark place, or yeah, in that context. So that's what my thing. Just whatever routine that you're going through, if you don't like it, means you're slowly getting there. Yeah.
I
How
think
about you,
I
Mona?
can just wrap it up in one sentence. For me, think of it as you are driving to a destination. Motivation is your petrol. If you run out of petrol, you cannot get there. So if you have a direction, a goal, a job, a business, a studies, education, whatever it is, you have something to head to every single day, a task, a job, whatever it is, and you're feeling like no matter how much effort you're putting, you're not getting there. That's called you running out of petrol. In other words, you running out of motivation. So time to go refuel.
I really like that analogy. Mel. That's a very good analogy to really sum it all up. So just to just wrap up the whole episode, I love the whole part where we started off learning how to change our V cards. Instead of being a victim, we become more of a victor, and then moving on to having perspectives as well as decluttering your perspective, like what Mallory Kondo mentioned just now. Declutter it and find something that can find something physical that can help you declutter. For example, golf. For me, it would be basketball, I guess. Besides that, is to have your direction, to identify that routine that might bore you or that might have been actually obstructing you. And also for me, would be to have, if something happened repetitively, I think you need to learn something from it, especially if it's something negative. And with that, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode again. I hope you found a thing or two or resonate a thing or two, especially during this whole pandemic, because we have a lot of friends, we have a lot of colleagues that's also going through all these struggles, and we just echo to them that number one is we are here for you. At any point of time, please do share your struggles in the chat. We would love to help you as well. Besides that, at any point of time, we are one call away. And with that, thank you so much for spending a segment of your life to listening to this podcast. And if this resonates with you, please do like, share, and subscribe. And with that, thank you so much, Mallory and Aspa, for your time. Goodbye. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode. We are here to inspire, so we really appreciate your support. Do share this to those people who you know can benefit from this podcast. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe all of our channels: Spotify, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Take care and see you all soon.